Picture this, you're a bad dude and you know it. You work security at the local animal abuse center and there's nowhere you'd rather be. The barrel of your shotgun runs along the bars of the cage. Inside, a hulking mass of gorilla stares you down. If looks could kill, but they can't. Pathetic. You get closer. You pucker your plump lips into a mocking kiss. Mwah. Your final mistake. Smash! The last thing that goes through your mind is not the memories of a villainous life, but the fist of an unhappy gorilla who just had to ape out. Look, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Ape Out is my pick for Game of the Year for 2019. It's an early call, and a bold statement, I know, but this is a bloody bold game. And there's a good chance you haven't heard of it yet, as is often the way when a gutsy little indie steps out during a maelstrom of glossy, cashed-up AAA dystopian shooters. So here's a few reasons why you should take a break from those various apocalypses, and just have some fun monkeying around. Let's get the obvious comparison out of the way. Yes, this is Hotline Miami with a monkey. And yes, I know monkeys aren't technically apes, but alliteration trumps facts. The core gameplay has you swiftly clearing multiple areas of guards, with an emphasis on speed and split-second reactions, pulping goons with Hulk-like strength, or snatching them up to use as meat shields and taking advantage of their fear as they fire wildly under your control. What starts as a frantic juggling act then becomes even more chaotic as levels progress. Often you'll just find yourself standing there in a blood-soaked room surrounded by corpses thinking, how the hell did I just pull that off? Meanwhile, there are a couple of notable mechanical differences to games like Hotline Miami and Hong Kong Massacre. Firstly, it takes more than one shot before the ape goes down, which might sound like a massive detour from what makes those other games work, but the game is balanced in a way that doesn't make it feel cheap, and more importantly, it fits that this massive beast can take a hit and keep rampaging. The other key difference is the momentum you build while moving, and this creates an awesome sense of weight and power as you tear through the stage, crushing puny humans that dare oppose you. While it's a short game made up of only a few chapters, the levels themselves are all procedurally generated, which means aside from a few story-based linear sections, every run feels different enough to warrant replaying. It's all particularly disorientating as you round blind corners into dead ends, or awkwardly burst into open areas full of guards. Honestly, if everything I'd already mentioned wasn't enough to justify a look at this game, then do yourself a favour and just look at this game. This is what happens when you let the art direction not just take control, but rip the driver out of the seat, grab the wheel and screech off at 100 miles per hour flipping the bird. It's mesmerising to look at. Bold colours pop detail off scratchy monotone papercraft backgrounds. The use of vertical lighting stretching to the ceiling creates the sense of height while restricting your view. Giant words burst into view like a Saul Bass title sequence. It's just so refreshing. And I wouldn't expect anything less from the brilliant Bennett Foddy. Remember the guy who made this? And this? Also this? And he's Australian, and he was the bass player for Cut Copy. The man is iconic. Foddy for PM, I say. Finally, the cherry on top of this banana split is the sound design. Matching the in-your-face visuals is a rich, dynamic cacophony of drum beats, snare hits, bass slaps, and cymbal crashes that assault your auditory appendages. Like jazz itself, calling this stuff music is debatable. There's a constant bed of rhythmic, pulsing jungle drums which increase in speed and volume as the violence intensifies, and musical cues spark and crash over the top to punctuate your actions. The game is literally at your tempo, and it works. Though after a long session, the endless rhythm is almost enough to send you into a primal rampage more devastating than any Dwayne Johnson film. I am of course referring to The Mummy Returns. Well, those are just some of the reasons I think Ape Out is an indie classic worth your time. And in a year already bursting with big studio sequels, prequels, reboots, and reimaginings all pleading for your pre-orders, don't dismiss this delightfully small story about a little simian who just wanted to get home by beating the living shit out of everyone and everything that stood in its way. Aww.